had an opportunity to listen to stakeholders and key influencers in each region of the African continent. We also had what God is doing in each region, and we saw what are the gaps and the challenges and the opportunities and priorities for fulfilling the Great Commission. As the Lausanne movement, we are seeking to help to mobilize the whole church to take the whole gospel to the whole world. In 2022, the regional directors had a meeting in June, and we agreed to embark on a joint gathering the following year that would physically bring together influencers in the continent as we build momentum towards the 4th Lausanne Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, our being here is an outcome of the planning that took place thereafter. We are now in the Lausanne for Africa and Middle East, as we are calling it the L4AM. And in this conference, we have sought to learn from experiences and insights from God's word and insightful people on missional priorities. We have formulated by listening to God in prayer and to one another for discerning strategic missional priorities within unique African contexts. We have advanced by innovating our responses to collaborate on the issues in the context of Africa and the Middle East. And it has been so beautiful to meet as friends as we have journeyed and continue to journey together amidst missional issues of Africa and the Middle East. It's upon this background and Lausanne for Africa and Middle East that the Lausanne leadership in Africa and the Middle East are launching the Africa and Middle East Leadership Forum. Let's give a round of applause to the Lord for this great undertaking. So the Africa and Middle East Leadership Forum will seek to equip and network African leaders so that they can contribute to discussions and growth perspectives towards the faith challenges in our current times. We also hope that this forum will build sustainable partnerships that will enable Africa and the Middle East to strongly play a role in global mission. Africa is expected to be the hope of the future for global mission. By 2050, half of evangelicals globally will be from Africa. And nearly 4 in 10 of the world's Christians, this is 38%, are expected to be living in sub-Saharan Africa. Additionally, by 2050, a quarter of the world's population will be African, with the continent adding 1.3 billion people. These are great opportunities and challenges for the church in Africa to position itself and respond to the call for the Global South's engagement in world evangelization. So based on this, the Africa and Middle East Forum will have 3 key expressions of engagement. This will be regional engagement, affinity groups, and mentorship. On regional engagement, the 3 Lausanne regions in Africa will be uniquely positioned to convene influencers on global mission and engage with missional priorities within their constituencies. Stemming from the listening processes that are taking place in this L4AM conference, the need for country facilitators has arisen. The role of these country facilitators will be to coordinate a local expression of Lausanne movement within each country in Africa and the Middle East region. These country facilitators will also organize the satellite sites for the upcoming Lausanne 4 gathering in 2024. In light of the need for generational integration and the intentionality of raising younger leaders within Africa and the Middle East, These country facilitators will also appoint a co-facilitator who will be a younger leader who will serve alongside them in this role. The second way you'll engage is the affinity groups. The Lausanne for Africa and Middle East gathering here has been organized around 8 affinity groups. These have been justice and advocacy, world religions, creative pathways, contextual missions, reaching people locally, reaching people regionally, kingdom impact, and mission strategy. So the aim is to have these affinity groups carry on in collaborative forward action beyond the L4AM gathering. Other affinity groups, such as Creation Care, among others, will be added as we continue with this journey. The desire is to have these affinity groups hold quarterly virtual meetings around the 4 thematic focus areas, which are the visioning prophet, the serving king, the ministering priest, and actioning apostle. The third area of engagement is mentorship. Research shows that almost half of Africa's population is under 25. And about 75% is under the age of 35. The Middle East statistics are also close to this. By 2050, Africa will account for 29% of all the people aged between 15 to 24. This is about 348 million of the total 1.2 billion persons globally. Therefore, mentorship is critical for the continent of Africa and the Middle East. Within the Africa and Middle East Leadership Forum, we will have 3 modes of mentorship. This will be 1, generational mentorship. The generational mentorship will involve having senior leaders intentionally mentor younger leaders. The second one will be marketplace mentorship. And this will be experience-based. It will be a cohort model of mentorship where you'll have an assigned mentor and an assigned group or cohort that will journey over a period of 9 months around particular issues. And the third mentorship will be governance mentorship. And this will target people working in the governance structures and will be handled through the establishment of the prayer breakfast movement. So as we conclude, in 2020, the Lausanne Africa Day had held a virtual engagement, and this happened a day before the Proclaim Africa Evangelists Congress. And in the same way, we are adopting this model where we will intentionally seek to align to continental events within the global mission area. Therefore, on behalf of the regional directors in Africa and the Middle East, Michael L. Daba, Emmanuel Ndikumana, Sarge Ahmad Yao, Stephen Bogo, and Esther Chengo, I invite you to pray and participate over the next years as we seek to have engagements around the following events. In 2024, we will have the Lausanne 4 Congress in Seoul, South Korea. Around this event, we intend to also have virtual regional meetings focused on L4. In the same 2024, we also intend to have L4 satellite sites that will be held in countries across the 3 regions, facilitated by the country facilitators. In 2025, there will be the Proclaim Continental Evangelists Congress that will happen in Côte d'Ivoire. We also seek to have a physical continental meeting hosted by the Francophone Africa region focused on proclamation. In 2026, we will have the Younger Leaders Generation gathering, and there will be virtual regional meetings attached to this event focused on generations. In 2027, because of the centrality of younger generations, we will still continue with the same theme into 2027. So we will have a physical continental meeting focused on raising younger leaders, and the projected host will be the MENA region. In 2028, there will be virtual regional meetings, and in 2029, we will have a physical continental meeting focused on the marketplace. Finally, the last few days have been significant to us all and for us all. We have experienced valuable collaboration across the regions in missions. We have enjoyed the richness of friendships that have developed across generations, languages, and sectors. And we have had a depth of experiences as we together dug into missional issues, as we have journeyed together with God and with one another. Now, let us move to make the African and Middle East Leadership Forum a reality, moving into this multi-year journey together, experiencing God and Him doing greater and wider items within our region as we build together with Him, His kingdom. And we cannot do this alone. We cannot handle this alone. It is the Lord who equips us for the mission He calls us into. So for more information on how you can be involved in the Africa Leadership Forum moving forward, please write to the africa@lausanne.org email address and let us engage some more.